Welcome to the video lecture series of electronic devices. Today's topic is transistor characteristics and CB configuration. CB configuration is common base configuration. Let me tell you that in previous video lectures I have discussed about the introduction to bipolar junction transistor, where I have told you that there are two types of transistors. One is NPN and second is PNP. And in case of transistor there are three possible configurations. Transistor is a three-terminal device. The three terminals are ammeter, base and collector. So accordingly there are three configurations which are possible. First is common base configuration, second is common ammeter, and the third is common collector configuration. So in today's lecture you are going to study about the characteristics, how to plot the voltage current characteristic. Let us begin. See, when you have to draw the characteristics in common base configuration, it means here base terminal is made common with the collector and ammeter. So this is how a common base configuration can be drawn. And when we talk about the transistor characteristic, there are two types of characteristics which can be drawn. One is the input characteristic, other is the output characteristic. Input characteristic curve, it relates the input current and input voltage by keeping output voltage as a constant. So in case of common base configuration, if you draw the circuit, you can see we have taken a NPN transistor. So in case of NPN transistor, if left hand terminal is ammeter and right one is the collector, so the input current is IE and input voltage is the voltage between ammeter base terminal, which is VEB, and the output voltage is VCB. So here this curve is being plotted in between the IE and VEB for different values of output voltage, which is VCB. So in this particular diagram, you can see NPN transistor is being taken and there are two batteries, VEE and VCC. These are used to provide the biasing potential. And the input voltage and output voltage term I have told you. The direction of currents have also been drawn over here, and in this case you can observe that the two junctions have been formed. One junction, which is denoted as J1, in between the N and P, means in between ammeter base, and the second junction is formed which is denoted as J2 over here, that is in between the base and collector terminal. So you can observe this transistor, which is a ammeter base collector, it can be observed as a two diodes connected back to back. In this way it can be shown over here, and let me draw the terminals as well. You can see this is the ammeter, right one is the collector, and this is the base. So here you can see the first diode, this is the, let me write it, DE, ammeter diode, this is collector diode, and this is N terminal, left one negative, positive, this is the positive, negative. So accordingly you can observe it as two diodes which are connected back to back, and the potential in between ammeter base, this is nothing but VEB. The potential or the output voltage in between collector base terminal, this is denoted as VCB. IE is the input current. You can see the direction of input current. This is the IE. Collector current is being drawn like in this manner. Base current will also be a inward. So in this particular way, you can understand how a NPN transistor can be understood in a common base configuration. Base is common, you must remember it. And in this particular case also, you have to remember in which particular parameter in between, how you are going to plot this particular curve. So here you have to remember some of the important parameters, that ammeter terminal, it is highly doped, base is slightly doped, collector, the doping of collector terminal is in between the ammeter and base, but the area of collector is large. So to draw the input characteristic curve, as I have told you, we are going to plot the curve in between IE and VEB by keeping VCB, which is the output voltage, as the constant. And to start with that, first you need to understand what is early effect. Early effect is also known as a base width modulation. What is this base width modulation? Let us draw a NPN transistor by mentioning ammeter, base and collector region. There are two junctions, J1 and J2. You can see over here, ammeter base junction. As you know that ammeter base junction is forward biased and collector base junction is reverse bias. Then the transistor will work in the active region. So what happens over here, if you observe the potential in between collector base, this is the reverse bias, J2 junction is reverse bias. So you can observe over here the depletion region will be wider. Depletion region will be wider in case of J2 junction. And even if you are increasing the potential which is in between collector base terminal, which is negative as well, then what is going to happen? This depletion region width will increase. Let us understand. See, when this particular transistor is being manufactured, then WB, which is the width of the metallurgical base, WB is the metallurgical base width. This is being defined that the base region must be this much wide only. But as well as this VCB is being increased, depletion region will increase. But you can observe the layer, the depletion region will be more into the base region. This will be like wider. You can observe over here the depletion region will be more expanded into the base region. What is the logic behind this? The base region is lightly doped. That is the only reason this width of depletion region is widen into the base region. Let this width is denoted by W, which is into the base region, which is extended into the base region. Then remaining area, remaining width is denoted as W effective. What do you mean by this W effective? That now this is the only area, this is the only region where recombination will take place. So from this particular diagram, you can write down WB. This is what? W effective plus W. So from here you can write down W effective. This is nothing but WB minus W. It means when you are increasing VCB, see how it is going to vary. When you are increasing VCB, reverse bias is being increased, depletion layer will be wider, and when depletion layer is wider, it means W will increase. So when W will increase, so this difference WB minus W, it means W effective, this will decrease. And when W effective will decrease, it gives you an indication that the region where recombination takes place will also decrease. Now the electrons which are emitted from the ammeter, they will reach to the collector by passing the base region. It means in this particular case, ammeter current will increase. So what you have concluded over here, when you are increasing VCB, ammeter current will also increase. Now let us draw the curve between input characteristic curve. See, the curve is being plotted in between IE and VBE by taking VCB as a constant. So in this particular case, let us take some value. First, if we take VCB as 10 volt, we have drawn the curve which is being shown as number 1. See, you can see in this particular case, when you are plotting the input characteristic, you must remember that in this particular case, ammeter base junction is forward biased. When it is forward biased, so the characteristic curve will be same as the characteristic curve of the PN junction diode. So what happens over here? When input voltage is increased, current will initially increase at a very slow rate, approximately 0, and once it attain a knee voltage, you can see this is the knee voltage. After this particular voltage, current will increase sharply. So this is the manner in which you can plot this particular curve. Now let us understand, if we decrease the, as here you have understand that if you are increasing the value of VCB, I will increase. Vice versa, if we decrease the value of VCB, IE will decrease. So if next curve, let us talk about curve number 2. If the value of VCB is 6 volt, you can see in this particular case IE is reduced. Once again, if you are reducing the value of VCB for the third number, let us say VCB is 4 volt. So again, when you are reducing VCB, IE will reduce. So you can see this curve is being shifted downward when you are reducing the value of VCB, and when you will increase the value of VCB, this curve will shift it upward, because in that particular case IE will increase. So this is how you can plot the input characteristic curve. I hope now this particular point is clear. Let us discuss the output characteristic. In this particular case, if you observe the diagram for NPN transistor which we have drawn, so here this curve is going to be plotted in between output current. Here the output current is IC, and what is the output voltage? Output voltage is VCB, by keeping IE, input current, as constant. So input current is IE, by keeping it as constant and by taking different values of IE, you need to plot this particular curve. Here on x-axis VCB is being taken, while on y-axis current IC is taken. IC is in milliampere, voltage is in volt. You can see this particular curve is being plotted for the different values of IE. But let me tell you, you know that what is IC? You know the equation of IC. This is what? Alpha times IE plus ICBO. And ICBO, this current, this is the leakage current, and this value is very small in comparison to IE. At the same time, from this particular equation, you can observe that it is independent of the voltage. This is independent of voltage VCB. Let me write it. Independent of voltage, which is VCB. So from this particular equation, if the leakage current is very small, then we can ignore this term. So from here you can write down IC is what? Equal to alpha IE. At the same time, you know that the value of alpha is approximately 1, which varies from 0.95 to 0.98. It means IC can also be approximated as IE, and this is going to helpful for us while drawing the characteristic curve. First you see this curve, one number. When IE is 2 milliampere, you can see IC is what? 2 milliampere. Second the case, when IE is 4 milliampere, IC is also 4 milliampere. Almost straight curve you can observe over here. There is a very small slope, almost horizontal. So this is the case. You can explain how this particular curve can be drawn. Let us discuss a case, important condition, when IE is 0. What happened when IE is 0? You can see over here a curve is also being plotted for IE as 0. When IE is 0, it means input current is 0, and when input current is 0, then from this particular equation, equation number 1, you can observe IC is what? IC will be equal to the LICBO, which is very small, and this current is because of the leakage current. So this particular current is very small over here. So you can visualize when IE is 0, very small amount of IC will flow. That is a small but nearly equal to 0. Here you can observe that there are three possible reasons in this case. One is the active reason. Second reason which you can observe below this IE0, this is the cutoff reason. And third is the saturation reason, this particular reason. This is nothing but the saturation reason. How to understand these points? See, if we talk about active reason, you can observe that while applying input current, i.e. you are getting IC which is amplified by certain amount. So in this case, the active reason, the collector current is approximately equal to the ammeter current. So in case of active reason, you can explain that ammeter current is approximately equal to the collector current, and ammeter current increases slowly if you are increasing VCB. You can see in the active reason. It means in the active reason the curve is approximately flat. But what happens when VCB is negative? You can see VCB is negative means when you are observing in along minus x-axis. In this case, when VCB is negative, in this case you can observe that the collector base junction which was earlier reverse biased, now it will be forward biased because it is negative of this, and it causes collector current to decrease rapidly. You can see the collector current is decreasing over here, and this reason is known as a saturation reason because collector current does not depend much upon ammeter current, and in this particular case you can see both the diodes are in forward biased. Collector base junction will be forward biased and ammeter base junction will also be forward biased. So in this case both the junctions are forward biased. While the third reason which we are talking about, the cutoff reason, you can observe over here, in this case collector current is approximately 0, but it is not equal to 0. It has a very small value. So in this particular case, IE which is equal to 0 corresponds to cutoff reason because both the junctions are reversed bias over here. So this is how you can explain its characteristic curve in output mode while you are plotting in between IC and VCB, means output characteristics. And you must remember that in cutoff reason, when both the diodes are in reversed bias, it will act as a open switch, while in saturation reason, when both the diodes are forward biased, it will act as a closed switch. Topic for the next video lecture is transistor characteristics in common ammeter configuration. Thank you so much for watching this video.